Okay, we're back. So I've went ahead and off camera, and I've gotten all the gasket material off from the base there. And I'm going to get this old piston off now. I've got just a pair of needle nose and a couple various picks to help me get the wrist pin clip out. And I've got a rag in there to make sure we don't drop that down in the crankcase. So let's get busy here. So there's a slot where this pin goes in. And I will bring it up to you when I get it out and show you what that looks like. Just like that. I'm going to go from the other side and push that wrist pin out this way so I don't have to pull both clips out. Let me go over there so I can see. Okay. At this point, we have a new piston and a new wrist pin, so we can grab this wrist pin with a pair of pliers. And then I'm going to kind of keep my hand under here and make sure that the wrist pin bearing doesn't fall out. See, that's what you don't want to do if you're trying to save your wrist pin. There we go. So there's our shop piston. Here's our needle bearing, which looks good. I'm going to go dunk it in some 2-stroke oil right now. Rod looks good, no excessive wear, just normal. And I did already check before we decided to get a sleeve put in the cylinder that there's no excessive up and down play in the rod. Back here, I've got our new wrist pin, our needle bearing all lubed up with some conventional 2-cycle oil, our new Wasner piston. I went ahead and drilled the exhaust bridge cooling holes per Wasner's instructions, and I'll put those on the screen for you. So let's slip this guy back together. We're going to throw our needle bearing back in. And then arrow always faces towards the front, which always just so happens to be the exhaust side. Line that guy up. Just like that. So I'm going to push the pin closer to this side first, and I'm going to go on the other side and put the new pin in. Or, well, I should call it, it's not a pin, it's a clip. The clip. I'll show you. It's what I took out first to get it out. It goes into that gland right there, holding the pin in. So here's our new one. You gotta watch it. Oh. Okay, take two. Rookie mistake. I left the water jacket open, dropped the flipping wrist pin down in there, had to grab the magnet, but it came right out. We're good. Just like so. And there we go. New piston installed. Now, even though I'm going to be putting oil all over this again, because of my dirty hands, I'm going to wipe this off and make it clean. Makes me feel better. We can uncouple that now. We can pull this out too. Okay. I've got some gasket maker I'm going to throw down on here before I put the gasket on. Just a light thin coat. Grab our new gasket. Okay, I'm back. Took me a second to figure out what they had going on with this Wassner gasket kit. So they gave me two base gaskets, but if you'll notice, this is the old Kawasaki one that came off from it. it is much thicker than just one of those by itself. So the deal here is if we wanted to run race gas and have super high compression, we can throw just one on, which is going to raise our compression. Wiseco went with stock thickness, so I'm assuming they send me two so I can double them up and have stock thickness or race thickness. Where this is just stock bore, we're going to put double them up. Okay, I think that's good enough. I'm going to grab some 2-cycle oil and we'll lube everything up and slip the cylinder in. It don't even hurt, dribble a little bit down here and on the crank. That way she's good and lubed for the first fire up. And I'm going to get a little bit more over this piston. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go throw some of this in the cylinder. I'll be right back. So now first things first, I'm going to make sure that my piston ring is in the appropriate spot with the pin. Now that I don't remember where it's at. Generally, you can kind of put this ring in there all the way and gently slide it all the way around until you catch it. Or not. Let's just double check my work and make sure I put it on the top position correctly. Yep, it's on top. Oh, and I found my pin. Perfect. Right back here where it's easy to get to for the person who's installing it. Awesome. Okay. Alright. Now we'll bring this in. Remember, I'm compressing the ring up to the pin. I'm attempting to compress the ring up to the pin. There we go. Once you get it, it goes right in. So now we're going to gently feed that down. And then guide it down onto the base studs. Like that. I'm going to go grab the dead blow because I can see that it's not fully seating on the alignment pin down here. And then I'm just going to give it some light taps. There we go, I heard it. Okay. Now we've got 4 nuts. Okay, now we're just going to kind of go in a crisscross pattern like you're tightening a wheel. Now I'm just going to get them kind of seated like that, and then I'll start tightening them down. Now the Kawasaki manual torque specifications are 8 foot-pounds on the base, and what was it? 18 on the heads. So we'll get these down seated, and then we'll just give them the man torque. So I'll start with this one. I'm going to get it where it's good and tight, and I can feel it don't want to go no more, and I'm going to give it one more little ugga. And then I'm going to go crisscross over to this one, and I'm going to give it its little tighten down like that. And then I'm going to come back to this one. And I'm going to get it tight like that. And then I'm going to come back and go one more little oomph like that. And then back to this last one. Torqued. I might even come back to this one and give it a double check. Good to go. Yep. Alright. So now what we'll do is, if we've got a pin in this power valve arm, so we're going to bring this power valve down to its static position. Maybe. Let's see here. Go. Tension on that. Now we got this pin. Oop. Let's use some pliers. just like so. Now we will gently try to roll it over and see how it does. Make sure nothing's rubbing. Okay. Well, there we go. Cylinder's on. I'll grab the head gasket and head and we'll get that on real quick. Actually, I'm going to bring this down though. And I'll put a little more oil in there before I do that. Okay, here's our head. This was obviously machined at Custom Craft in Las Vegas. And we didn't have any damage to our head when it blew up. So there's no need to resurface this. It's flat, it's not dinged up. I cleaned it up real nice. We're good to go. This only goes one way. As you see, it's kind of shaped the same way as the head. So, just like that. So what I'm going to do is put it down here first though, like this. Okay. And then we can sink this guy on. And that are acorns. Yep, see, we need a little bit more. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. And there we go. Should be good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly roll it over again. Just make sure we have no contact. I'll be able to feel it. Feels good. Okay, we can put this cover on. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to leave that off because I want to see, make sure that power valve is opening up like it should once we get it fired up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the plug that came out of it and put that in and make sure we don't have any plug contact issues. Okay, we're back. Apparently this bike came to me with a BR9ES in it, which isn't the right plug, so I'm just going to go pick up the right one when we fire it up. I also have to go pick up some 93 in a can anyway, so for now we're going to put this exhaust flange on. We got a new copper gasket here in the flange. We'll get this snuck in there. I gotta get in the camera's way, sorry. Let me get them started. Using my fingers like a blind man. These are 10 mil. We'll do the same thing we did on the cylinder, just get them all snugged down, get it flattened out. Oops. Now we can do the X pattern again. So we'll go this one tight, then we'll come over to this one tight, and then we'll come over to this one. Give it the snug. And then come over to this one. I'm going to check them all again. Damn camera. Okay, we're good to go. On to something else. Okay, we're back. We'll put this top motor mount on, I think. Trying to remember how this goes. Okay. Let's see what's next. We got the radiators still we got to put on. I also want to pull that brand new carb out before we try to run it and make sure the mixer screw is at a turn and a half out, or maybe a little bit more. Seems out it does have an aftermarket pipe. But I want to make sure it's in the neighborhood of being appropriate before I even try and fire this. Okay, so I'm going to put the power valve cover on after all, because after you get the radiator and the pipe on, you can't get to it. So we're just going to say the power valve is working and investigate it further from there if we seem to have any issue. The damage I saw on the cylinder when this bike got brought to me doesn't warrant thinking there was anything wrong with the power valve. So let's just do it. This is just a plastic cover, so we don't want to go Bruce Banner on it. Good to go. Okay, and then we're going to get some of the radiators put on here. Okay, radiator guards are on. All the hoses are tight. Let's fill it up, see if it leaks. So far, so good. This is the coolant that came out of it that I saved. Looks to me like we're good. Let that sit overnight. I think we're good. Okay. I'm gonna grab some new O-rings for the pipe and we'll sneak that on right now too. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. So here's our pipe. And we've got a couple of O-rings right there. We're gonna whip those out and throw them some new ones that I pre-oiled so they're nice and stretchy. Just take my pick in there, get underneath it, or stat into it, I guess. Ow, dang it. Seen that coming. And roll it off. One down. One more. Just like that. We're just ripping into pieces. See, they were hard, need to replace anyways. Okay, I'm going to wipe that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the second groove, walk it down, just like so. Next one, just like so. Now I'm going to sneak this in here. Oh, so I also have a new donut that goes inside of that header flange. Right here is a new donut. There we go. Pipe on. Seeing coolant drips. I don't know if it's just left over or what. Okay, we got these two springs we gotta get on. Like that. Okay, pipes on. Radiators are filled up. Okay, I'm back. I had a little dribble just on top here. The clamp wasn't all the way tight on the head. I did go over and check the head studs. I don't see any leaking down in there or down the sides. Everything looks pretty good. Radiator's full. I also tightened up the drain down here that I had forgotten about. So, I think in the next episode, I'm going to get us a plug and some 93, get us some premix made up, and we are going to give this the first start. And then, after all that goes well, we will put the fairings all back on and get this all buttoned up and ready for spring. Alright, I'll see you next episode.